Our top focus on Sunday Prime. After BCCI's instructions, Kolkata Knight Riders released Bangladeshi pacer Mustafizur Rahman, and since then there have been a slew of statements and fallout which have been coming out of Bangladesh, with Dhaka now saying that they will not be sending their team to India. Well, we are talking about a massive controversy which has erupted after the Bangladesh pacer Mustafizur Rahman has been dropped from the KKR squad for IPL 2026. That's after BCCI's direction. As a result, Dhaka has now written to the ICC seeking the global cricket body's intervention. The Bangladesh Cricket Board, the BCB, said in the official release that they have requested the ICC to shift their T20 World Cup 2026 matches from India to Sri Lanka amid the growing political tensions between the two countries. BCB, that's the Bangladesh Cricket Board, has decided that their national side will not be travelling to India due to security concerns. Rejecting calls for any change in schedule, BCCI sources say that matches cannot be rescheduled based on wishes, citing logistical challenges, and also added that with just 1 month left for the tournament, shifting venues is impossible and unfair to other teams. All right, the fallout of Mustafizur Rahman's IPL exit has now turned into political flashpoint. The opposition has now trained its guns on the BCCI, questioning the handling of the situation and the diplomatic messaging around it. Reacting to the controversy, Congress MP Shashi Tharoor has said that Dhaka's response should not come as a shock. Meanwhile, Bengal Minister Manoj Tiwari has said that until justice is served to the persecuted Hindus in Dhaka, no match should be played with the country. Take a listen to all the reactions that have been pouring in on this.
At such a delicate moment, this seems to me to have been an extremely unfortunate and unwise decision, because what it implies is that we are politicizing even such a simple aspect as a private cricket game. Mustafizur Rahman was on the approved pool, so the BCCI had already once approved him. To now pull him back after he has been recruited and so on seems to me to be in very bad taste.
बांग्लादेश के साथ कभी सीरीज नहीं खेलना चाहिए। जैसे मैंने इसके पहले भी कहा था, एशिया कप के पहले और विश्व कप के इसमें चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी में, कि पाकिस्तान के विरुद्ध नहीं खेलना चाहिए। तब मैंने ये भी कहा था कि ये निर्णय बीसीसीआई को लेना चाहिए, क्योंकि पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ हम लोग हमेशा लड़ाई करते हैं, हमारे जवान मरते हैं। जो ये प्लेयर्स के ऊपर निर्णय लिया गया, मैं सहमत हूँ इसके साथ, और आने वाले जितने भी वर्ष हैं, जब तक इंसाफ नहीं मिलता है उनके परिवार को, तब तक उन लोगों के कोई भी प्लेयर्स को लेना नहीं चाहिए, और उनके देश के विरुद्ध भी कोई भी सीरीज नहीं खेलना चाहिए, चाहे बायलैटरल हो चाहे कोई दूसरा भी हो।
महाराष्ट्र का इलेक्शन है, महाराष्ट्र की और मुंबई की जनता को बोल रहे थे कांग्रेस बांग्लादेशी को भिजा दिया। अरे एक तो एक और को भिजाओ ना, जो मोदी की बहन बनकर दिल्ली में बैठी हुई है।
इसको तो मैं समर्थन में नहीं हूँ। खेल में पॉलिटिक्स नहीं आना चाहिए। अगर केकेआर कोई सारा दुनिया से प्लेयर ले रहे, बांग्लादेश से प्लेयर लेने से क्या हर्जा है?
समझता हूँ कि बोर्ड ने ऐसा कोई गलत काम नहीं किया है, बट लेकिन जो लड़ाई झगड़ा तो होना नहीं चाहिए कहाँ पे भी, क्योंकि कोई भी कम्युनिटी के लोग को मारहाम थोड़ी तो नहीं करना चाहिए। और जो भी बांग्लादेश में हो रहा है बहुत अच्छा नहीं हो रहा है, बट लेकिन स्पोर्ट्स में एक अलग है। बट लेकिन अब जैसा कि जो डिसीजन होता है, बोर्ड का जो डिसीजन है, मेरे ख्याल में सब लोग के साथ बैठ के और मिनिस्ट्री के साथ भी बात करके, एक्सटर्नल अफेयर्स मिनिस्ट्री, होम मिनिस्ट्री से डिस्कस करके ही ये डिसीजन लिया होगा।
जो पूल बना था उसकी लिस्ट किसने तैयार की थी? लिस्ट तो बीसीसीआई ने तैयार किया था, और उसके अंदर 7 बांग्लादेशी खिलाड़ी थे, किसी को नहीं उठाया गया। और लिस्ट था तो केकेआर ने उठाया, और वहां कोई बैठ करके शाहरुख खान तो नहीं उठा रहे थे। लिस्ट में तो बीसीसीआई ने दिया था ना, तो जब बीसीसीआई ने लिस्ट में दिया तो फिर कोई भी उठा सकता है। जब रिश्ते नहीं बांग्लादेश से ठीक हैं, तो फिर आपने उनको लिस्ट में क्यों डाला? और लिस्ट में डाला, और जब एक बार पिक हो गया तो फिर आप अब उसको कह रहे हैं आप खुद निकालिए ना, केकेआर क्यों निकालेगा?
आखिर बीसीसीआई के निर्देश के बाद अगर वो बांग्लादेश का खिलाड़ी नहीं खेलेगा तो शाहरुख खान को शर्मसार नहीं होना चाहिए कि इस समय जब बांग्लादेश में अल्पसंख्यक हिंदुओं पे हमले हो रहे हैं और वहां की सरकार से लगातार भारत सरकार के दबाव के बावजूद भी जो सुरक्षा देनी चाहिए वो सुरक्षा नहीं दी जा रही। विदेश मंत्री हमारे जयशंकर जी चल के गए हैं, सरकार आश्वस्त वहां कर रही है। इस समय जो देश की भावना है और इन हालात में क्या उनको बांग्लादेश के खिलाड़ी को खरीदना चाहिए था?
बीसीसीआई ने इंस्ट्रक्ट किया केकेआर को कि बांग्लादेशी किसी प्लेयर को नहीं खिलाना चाहिए। सही डिसीजन है। जनता चाह रही है कि नहीं खेले क्योंकि बांग्लादेश में हिंदुओं के ऊपर दीपू चंद्र दास हो, खोकन दास हो, एक के बाद एक के ऊपर जिस तरीके का आक्रमण हुआ है और जलाया जा रहा है हिंदुओं को जिंदा, उसके बाद उस देश का प्लेयर भारत की मिट्टी में खेलेगा, ये जनता एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर पाएगी।
All right, to talk more on this, I have with us a host of experts joining me live. I have with us Ms. Veena Sikri, former High Commissioner of India to Bangladesh, Mr. Madan Lal, former cricketer, Boria Majumdar, consulting sports editor NDTV, and of course, Rika Roy, our sports editor. Coming to you, welcome to NDTV, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you first, Ms. Sikri, your first thoughts on what we're witnessing right now, sports getting mixed with politics, and do you think the reactions coming in from Dhaka are justified?
I think, in principle, yes, certainly sports should not be mixed with politics. But what has surprised me, there are two aspects to what has happened with this player. One is that Bangladesh is trying to deliberately cast itself in the same mold as Pakistan. So we know that Pakistan for the last 18 months has, been increasing its influence in Bangladesh very rapidly, whether it's the army, whether it's trade, whether the influence over the Jamaat-e-Islami, influence over Mohammed Yunus regime, all that. And now this reaction that has come from Bangladesh is identical to a Pakistani reaction. One can almost see that Pakistan would have told them about it. On the other hand, I think what has happened is that even, yes, BCCI did have the names of the players, and yes, this person was picked by one team, by KKR. But I think nobody quite anticipated the feelings across India with what has been happening in Bangladesh on the attacks on the minorities, which includes the Buddhists, the Christians, the Hindus, the Sufis, and Ahmadiyas. I think that the strength of this reaction was just completely underestimated by everybody. And the reaction that has been coming in made it evident that, if Mustafizur Rahman would play, that it would spoil the matches which are to be held in different venues.
Right, Ms. Sikri.
But this was the feeling in India. Instead of understanding this feeling, I think Bangladesh should have understood this feeling. They are calling India communal when actually what is happening in Bangladesh has been totally communal for the last 18 months, when the attacks on the minorities and the attacks on women, I think equally, unfortunate and terrible have been attacks on women, all women.
Right.
They're just not allowed to go on the streets or wear the clothes they want, etc.
Right.
So I think this is both ways. But now that this has taken this turn, I think it is unfortunate that the Pakistan mode is being adopted by Bangladesh as well.
Right, Ms. Sikri. So Dhaka is right now playing the victim card, according to you. Coming to you, Mr. Lal, how do you see the situation, which is only getting worse? But now Dhaka is saying that they will not come to India because they feel unsafe and they want a change in venue. Perhaps that too just a month before the T20 World Cup. How feasible is that, and how unreasonable a demand by Dhaka?
Let's be honest, being a sportsman, all this politics, I don't know much about that. But whenever anything happens, any country, Pakistan or Bangladesh, the politics starts, And if you look at another side of the other side, and like our Hindu brothers are killed in Bangladesh, that is not a right thing, And we have done lots for the Bangladesh, as an independent or as a economically wise or any otherwise also as a sports wise also. But the thing is, in a sports, the politics is getting worse and worse day by day. It's not the fault of KKR, because Mustafizur Rahman was in the pool. They picked the best side, and he's one of the players picked for the IPL. And Bangladesh reaction,
ये मुझे मालूम था कि ये रिएक्शन होगा, क्योंकि देखिए अगर आप किसी भी प्लेयर को वहां उनके प्लेयर को लगाएंगे वो रिएक्शन ऐसा ही होगा। अब ये है कि यहाँ पर देखिए कई टीमों की बुकिंग है या कई जो अपना प्लान कर चुके हुए हैं। अब सडनली कि बांग्लादेश के जो मैच शिफ्ट होंगे, दैट इज आल्सो वेरी बिग प्रॉब्लम फॉर द बीसीसीआई। बट end of the day, it's a government decision and BCCI decision. Nobody can do anything, you know. And they are the authority body, and they have taken this decision. We have to go by it because of public sentiment also.
Right. Coming to you, Mr. Majumdar, your thoughts on what Mr. Lal has said. The BCCI has remained silent so far on the BCB's letter to the ICC asking for the venue change from India to Sri Lanka. But if things don't get sorted, then talk to us about how the entire World Cup schedule will have to be changed.
Yeah, it will have to be. I mean, there are 2-3 points here. Point number one, I think Ms. Sikri was saying sports and politics should not mix. Sports and politics has forever been bedfellows. For the last 100 years, sports and politics have always mixed. Anybody who says sports and politics should not mix is actually lying. If you see when a national anthem is played, that's a political act. The German 1936 Olympics, political act. What we witnessed between India and Pakistan at the Asia Cup is a political act. Sport allows for peaceful protest, and it will always be the case. Now coming to the Bangladesh reaction. I think it's hypocritical, and I will tell you why. If Bangladesh says security is an issue, till yesterday it wasn't. Day before yesterday, it wasn't. Mustafizur Rahman was very keen on playing the IPL and very keen on playing for KKR. The moment BCCI said no Mustafizur Rahman, all of a sudden security becomes an issue. So this is a political tit for tat. With the election coming up in Bangladesh in about 4 weeks' time, the Bangladeshi political establishment wants to see India eye to eye, and that is the sports advisor saying, oh, the days of slavery are over. So clearly it is at one level an inferiority complex, and at another level a game of political one-upmanship trying to show the world that we are equal with India. That's what it is. This is a clear, there is no security threat. I am in Calcutta, somebody else is in Mumbai. You know, at this point in time, India is hosting multiple sports events. There is no security threat whatsoever. Come on, boss. Be candid, be transparent, and say, we are reacting to the Mustafizur Rahman issue. If you are couching yourself under the veil of a security threat, the whole world will catch you and say, this is a lie that is being peddled.
All right. All right, coming to you, Rika, your thoughts on all that has happened, sports getting mixed with politics, Dhaka saying, BCB saying that we will not travel to India, we'll travel to Sri Lanka. What do you think will happen? Do you think the ICC will heed to Dhaka's demands?
Well, that's the news I wanted to give you at this hour, Rahesha. It doesn't seem that ICC will be against the request that has been put out by BCB, the Bangladesh Cricket Board, this evening. It is not official yet, but at some point tomorrow we will get to know about the changes that will be brought into the T20 World Cup schedule. As of now, I can tell you that ICC is not against heeding to their demand. The other thing I would really like to point out is that, getting Mustafizur out of IPL is merely optics, because there are many Indian owners who have teams in other leagues that have Pakistani players, that have IPL players. As I speak to you, there is a Dubai T20 final that is going on in Dubai, which has a Mumbai Emirates team, and a certain gentleman called Shakib Al Hassan, who's been the former Bangladesh captain, is representing the Mumbai franchise. So because of what has happened, the protest, it's merely, I would say it's merely optics that Mustafizur Rahman has been shown the door.
Right, Rika. Coming to you, Ms. Sikri, Mr. Majumdar there clearly pointed out that's what even Rika said, that security concerns cited by Dhaka is merely just an excuse. A short while ago today itself, the Bangladesh INB minister said that Dhaka will give a befitting response to India. My question to you is, what kind of response? Because Dhaka and the UNIS-led interim government, they've clearly failed to take any action against the Hindu minorities being persecuted. So what does Bangladesh actually mean when they say that their sentiments have been hurt? Ms. Sikri.
No, not at all. Actually, as I told you, this Asif Nazrul who made that statement, he's one of the most, shall I say, fundamentalist person. I mean, it's very much radical and very close to Pakistan. So he is just taking a position of bravado to show to, his mentors in Pakistan that he's also acting tough. And he's completely incorrect that it is Bangladesh has hurt communal feelings all across the subcontinent by treating the minorities the way they have, including, I would say, even the question of the way women are being treated in Bangladesh today. It is absolutely horrendous, unbelievable what is happening to the dignity of women all across all religions. And of course, as far as the minorities are concerned, the Buddhists, the Christians, and the Hindus, that is even terrible. For them to sort of ignore all of that, not even for a minute express any kind of regret or say, what happens is when there's a furor maybe about Dipu Chandra Das, about this Kokun Das, then they arrest two people, they're quickly released on bail and nothing is heard about it later. No charges are framed, they're not put in jail, they're not tried or anything like that. So it's been a sham for 18 months. It's not even been for a few months, but this is the longest ever. In 1971, the war lasted for 9 months. I mean, since the genocide began by West Pakistan on East Pakistan. But that was 9 months. In between, maybe in 2001, they had again attacks on the minorities for 3 months. But this time for 18 long months. And the patience of the people of India, their feeling of complete horror at what is happening has really boiled over. But for Bangladesh to try to turn it on its head and say that they're the ones who've been hit, I mean, this is really, really a farce. It's really a farce, and there's no way in which anybody will. And also, I'll say one thing: the Yunus regime individuals, their ministers like Asif Nazrul and others, may make these statements, but at the popular level, they have no support. Actually, there is no support for Mohammed Yunus. He's highly unpopular in Bangladesh, and so many of the people in Bangladesh actually sympathize fully with what is happening to the minorities, and they want it to stop, but they have no say because there this handful of ministers, advisors, many of whom are now stepping down and fighting for elections, showing how political they are. They are now trying to turn the foot on the other way.
Right.
But it is the Pakistani influence in Bangladesh that has to be accepted.
Right. Right, Ms. Sikri. Coming to you, Mr. Lal, in an article you wrote that you do not like the influence of politics in sports, but that's exactly what we're witnessing right now with the statements from Dhaka after Mustafizur Rahman was dropped out of IPL. Your final thoughts?
Well, I think that he should not be dropped, from the IPL because the franchise has picked him as a good bowler or good player. But the scrutiny is not going to be any concern even if he plays here. But again, the sentiment of the public, that is also very, very important. The way the things are going on in Bangladesh, that is also is not right. So, another thing is now the ICC president is Jai Shah. He has to take a decision to shift all the matches. How he's going to do all these things then. Yeah. It's very difficult for him to do all these things, Right. And he's in a chair where he has to take a very neutral decision.
Right. Right. I just want to take that question to Mr. Majumdar. Rika a short while ago just said that ICC can heed to BCB's request of venue change from India to Sri Lanka. If that happens, what are the hiccups, the roadblocks, logistical issues which all the teams might face?
Yeah, there will be logistical issues because you've made travel plans. But think about the facts. Think about the Bangladeshi fans. Yeah, Bangladesh even bothered about their own fans who would have come to Calcutta, easily would have come to Calcutta and witnessed the matches at the Eden Gardens. That tells you if the Bangladesh regime is more keen on fundamentalism, radicalism, political statements, game of political one-upmanship, or thinking about its own people, its own cricket fans, who would have traveled to the Eden Gardens, have already made their travel plans, etc. See, the ICC, yes, there will be logistical challenges, there will be some travel issues, but economically, the ICC will not be impacted. Bangladesh is no India. The fact of the matter is their matches will not give you TRPs that will go through the roof. Nothing of that sort will happen. The ICC will manage it. But the larger story, will this help Bangladesh cricket? The answer is no. Can they take on India's might if India doesn't turn up and play the series in September? Will the Bangladesh Cricket Board find it easy to deal with that? No. Does India depend on Bangladesh for its cricket? The answer is no. But on the other hand, Bangladesh benefits a lot from India. The truth is, had they said this is a reaction to Mustafizur Rahman, I would have said, okay, at least they are saying something which is true. What they are saying, security concerns in Mumbai and in Calcutta, that is laughable and that is a blatant untruth.
Right. Coming to Rika, your final thoughts. You've been tracking this story since it broke. What do you think will happen in the future by wrapping up all that's happened so far?
Well, what is really going to happen and what is realistic now is Bangladesh's matches being shifted to Sri Lanka, and they will have to find an alternate venue in Sri Lanka. Remember, as Boria said, it is going to be a logistical nightmare because on the day when the World Cup starts, 7th, there will be at least 3 matches which are scheduled right now. One of them will be the India match, which will be in India. So, and having another match in Sri Lanka will be really difficult. And it's not just about the broadcast, it is also about travel of the other teams, not just the Bangladesh cricket team. Bangladesh had 3 matches against West Indies, against Italy, and against England at the Eden Gardens. So those matches definitely will be shifted. The fourth league match was slated to be in Mumbai. That will also be shifted out. So it's not just one team, but many teams whose fixtures will now have to be worked around. And that's basically a logical move forward. That's what we are seeing at the moment.
Right. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us here on Sunday Prime on NDTV with your insights on this.